With that marvelous sound, you guys know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the Clapper Report, a hockey podcast. Let's go, indeed. A hockey podcast where an Islanders fan and a Canucks fan talk about our teams, the rumors surrounding them, with a little bit of news around the league sprinkled in there. This is Justin across the town from Damien. And just to clarify, we are not Jeff Merrick or Elliot Friedman. But before we get started, we ask that you please follow and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. We ask that you follow us on Instagram as well at The Clapper Report, TheClapperReport. Interact with us, leave us some comments, slide in the DMs. Let's get the conversations flowing. So, Damien, fuck is up? What are you drinking?
What are we drinking? But before we get to I am goosed up right now. That was the best intro I think I've ever heard on any podcast. It's been way too long since I've heard that. To be honest with you, I forgot about the spelling bee portion.
So did I until I was reading it.
I was like, oh, this hurts, like in a good way. Oh my God. But today we got the Ronas out, you know.
Loaded Ronas. Well, not loaded, but you know.
I mean, oh, you can't see it, but there is some tequila back there if it gets a little
Make
crazy.
a loaded Rona. What is wrong with you, bro? Come on.
Well.
No. Turn around real quick. Do it off camera.
We used to record on Friday nights. And now, with some changes to the podcast, which we'll get into later, we record on Wednesdays. So your boys got work in the morning.
So do I. I'll still do it. I mean, what?
If I start popping down some loaded Ronas and everything like that, it ain't gonna be a good night. It ain't gonna be a good work day. So I don't know.
It's work. Is it ever a good work day?
I mean, I guess you're not wrong. So
Hey, let me stop peer pressuring you. Dared, kids don't do drugs.
Drugs.
Anyway, so you got the regular Rona. I got Montauk Brew Barn Series Deep Vibes, because these are deep vibes that we have tonight. Bring to you live an amazing episode. Well, not live. You guys will probably listen to this afterwards, but it's an Imperial IPA, of course. 9%er, and it's got Mosaic and Idaho 7 hops.
Hey,
you guys know I love my Mosaic hops, so. Molto bene. I'm not Italian, but we'll just go with that. Dude, yeah, but like you said, it feels super good to be back. I think we just looked before we started recording, 6 months. It's been 6 months since we started recording again, or since we last recorded. Yeah.
I gotta be honest, it doesn't feel like 6 months though. Like, it felt like it was a really long time.
Yeah.
It felt like a really, really, really long time since the last time we recorded, and I feel bad for leaving our fans. No, I feel like we did kind of disappear without any warning, which did suck. So we do apologize for that. But I promise there was some crazy stuff that happened. I guess we could get inside now, right? Yeah, fuck it, we'll do it right now.
Yeah. Well, also, I just wanted to say sorry about all that. Again, it's like life gets in the way, and we both just got super busy and super dead. Yeah. And so posting on the Clapper Report social media was just like a lot. I mean, I went kind of dormant on social media in general for a couple months, I feel like, just, So, let's get into what was going on with us.
Yeah. So for me, I had a little bit of a mouth surgery, and it affected the way I spoke for a good couple of weeks. And
I think it was longer. It was maybe like a month or so.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a little different, but it gets better. It definitely got a lot better than when it was originally. And plus the pain I was in, we had to postpone like at least 2 to 3 weeks because of that. And then again, I was sounding weird. So I was like, I didn't really feel comfortable recording my voice,
This was right after we stopped recording too.
Well, this is why we stopped recording. This is why.
Yeah. It was like the catalyst of why we stopped.
Yeah. This is exactly why it happened. And then things kind of snowballed on top of each other. I feel like for me, a big part of it was COVID was taking over again. And it was taking over the league, especially. As you guys know, I am an Islander fan. The Islanders were one of the first teams, desperately desperately, I don't know if that's the right word, but they were getting ravaged by COVID. So it was kind of getting to a point to where it was just like, oh, we're going to talk about this again. We just talked about it for the last 2 years. Now we're going to do it again. It didn't feel like what I wanted to do. Like, I didn't want to cover COVID. I didn't want to cover COVID again. And that's all that happened at that time, right after the surgery. So it was like, and it felt taxing in a way. Maybe not the right word again, but it was something that I didn't want to do. And that's just the truth. And but that fire is back. We are back. The Clap Report is back. I feel good. I don't know if you have a different story, but I know you kind of felt the same way, especially about the COVID thing. But
yeah, the COVID thing especially. It just threw a wrench into any plans with anybody had watching hockey. I know that's like the least of anybody's concerns regarding COVID and everything. Another thing was that, grad school for myself picking up again. It started to become like finals weeks and everything. I was writing papers every day. I found out about an internship that I've been having this semester. So that's added on top of it. I'm in a school, like in a public school 1 day a week, along with my other job, along with classes. So I've been writing papers again, like nonstop. So even doing this now took a lot. It took a while. We've been saying for like a month that we were going to start again.
It's been in the works.
Finally had a break. Yeah, I actually just submitted a paper like right before we started. And also too, a big thing for me is like both our teams just sucked all year, man. What the fuck?
Oh, man.
Obviously we can get into it when we start talking about the teams, but it's like,
we will.
Dude, the Islanders and the Canucks sucked like all year. Why do I want to talk about a team that sucks? Especially when I was gassing up the Canucks so hard this offseason before the season started. I was like, oh man, Connor Garland, the team's gonna be fucking amazing.
I think I promised the Stanley Cup. I think I promised the Stanley Cup.
Definitely did.
So I know.
Yeah. So that's basically my thing. Between grad school, COVID, and just our team sucking, kind of became a little bit. Not that I was like apprehensive to record, but it just kind of, again, I guess it kind of felt like a chore because how bad everything was,
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's good now really, but at least the COVID thing isn't much of a, knock on wood, but
And I think it was a thing where we just missed it too much. We missed it way too much. I couldn't wait to get back. And now that we finally have pulled the trigger on this and are recording, and I see Justin's face right now for the Clapper Report, I couldn't be more excited.
We actually haven't seen each other since we record. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man. So,
which is actually, I just kind of want to say real quick.
Yeah.
What was it? I think it was probably like a month ago now, maybe, right? Or 3 weeks ago. We went to a brewery in our area, Long Island Farm Brewery. It's actually really sick. You guys got to check it out if you're from Suffolk County. Even if you're from Nassau, take the trip out.
Do it.
Really good stuff. We enjoy them a lot. I actually bought a beanie my first time there. It's over there in my corner of my room because all my clothes are on the floor. But what's it called? So it was like 9 o'clock and Damien was like, yo, I know a spot in Center Merchants that we can go to. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. So we just go to some I'm not going to say any names of the places.
Yeah.
So we go to some like really fucking shitty place in Center Merchants. And we're just standing there and we're watching the Islanders play the Jets. And he goes, we need to do the Clapper Report again. And like in the middle of this like packed bar with like a bunch of old people.
Yeah, we had to be the youngest there. We had to be.
Oh, for sure. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, it sounds good. Also, do you want to do like a bar crawl of our town? And so we go to like these two really shitty like dive bars in our town.
Yeah.
We were out. No, we weren't even out late. It was like 11:30. But anyway,
we definitely decided to leave those places a little early. We only stayed for one drink.
Yeah. I mean, I would have stayed at the second one. The second one wasn't the worst, but it was also, well, okay. Yeah. But anyway, moral of the story is it occurred over us being tipsy in an old person bar. So just to give you guys a picture of what happened.
Of what finally brought us back. Yep. That's it. That is it.
It's been in the works for 3 weeks now. Can you tell how prepared we are?
Oh yeah. So, but we are prepared because we made some changes. But before we do that, we want to make you guys feel like you're at home again, like you're back here. And what's our way of doing that? Sharing our hardcore songs of the week, baby. Yeah, man.
Let's go.
I kind of fell off hardcore, but listen, I found a new band.
THB, True Herb Behavior. That's the new saying of the podcast, True Herb Behavior.
Yeah, THB,
baby, THB. That's what we were going around saying that whole night too.
I think that was like the first night we actually started using it too.
Yeah, well, I was saying with the kids at work like for a week. I got all the kids at my job saying True Herb Behavior. Anyway.
So I found a new band. It was on Instagram. They were like, yo, if you guys could donate, we need to get our stuff back from overseas because they had all their equipment overseas. COVID hit. It got stuck there. They're home here in Texas hardcore, baby. And they couldn't get their stuff. So I was like, damn, that sucks. Donated. On top of that, I was like, let me check them out because, I just gave the boys some money. Like, I want to hear some of their stuff. So I put it on. I checked it out. Turns out these dudes are hardcore. Like they're some pretty good stuff. They're like kind of like dancey kind of hardcore. But on top of that, dude has a heavy influence with rap on top of it. So it's kind of like a little bit of a rappy feel to it on top of some crazy drums, some crazy guitar. Like, anyway, before I get too crazy, the song is called Cross Me from a band called Unity, and online they're Unity TX for Texas because Texas hardcore, and they fuck, man. I love all their stuff. I was checking out a lot of their music. They hit all my playlists, and they're gonna be in the Hardcore Song of the Week playlist on Spotify. Go check it out. TCR Hardcore Songs.
TCR Hardcore Songs of the Week. Hardcore Songs of the Week.
But yeah, I love this band. So definitely go give it a check out. And Justin, what do you have?
So I actually wanted to share really quick a really quick story, I promise. I went to a show with my girlfriend. We went to a show 2 weeks ago. I think it was.
Sick invite.
First of all, don't pull this on here because I definitely did invite you. 100% I invited you. I know I did because I was like, oh, come on, bro, come out. But it was in Brooklyn on a Sunday night.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
And she lives out west in Nassau. So, anywho, so what's called, it's this band Vane.fm, and they are insane, like terrifying. I got into a fight when I saw them in Philly in like 2019. It was like my first fight since I was in like high school, middle school. Craziness. So they're insane. But so I'm sitting there and it's my first pit since I was like injured. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm ready for this. So it's like the first song. I go in, I start hitting people. I like mule kick somebody. They fall down. I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, this is awesome. So then it's like 4 songs deep. I'm at the edge of the pit and there's somebody in front of me. And I go, I haven't looked at the stage once. Let me take a look over there. So I look over to the stage for 2 seconds. All of a sudden, I get right in my eye. Somebody punches my eye.
No.
And I wear contacts. And so all of a sudden, I can't see out of my eye because my contact got knocked out. Like I'm legally blind without my contacts. So then as I go like that down, the same person gets up and hits my nose. They did like a whole and dude, and I was like, what the fuck? All of a sudden, because I was wearing a mask. Like how many people were in there? And I was just like, whatever, fuck it, why not? And dude, all of a sudden my mask started filling up and I started coughing. I was like, what the fuck? Blood was in my mask, like filling up. I was choking on blood.
Dude, you were waterboarding yourself with your own blood.
Yeah, man. I was like, what the fuck? And so there's somebody at security on the side. She's like, are you okay? Are you okay? And Katie's like, what the fuck happened? I go, I can't see. She goes, what? She grabs me by my hood and like pulls me out. She's like, what do you mean you can't see? And I go, my contact got knocked out. She was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go back in. I was like, go for it, go.
Anyway,
fun. Yeah. So that's my hardcore experience since we last spoke. The band that I picked, they put out a record maybe 2 weeks ago. Their band, New York Hardcore, fucking Hardcore, Combust. Their band called Combust. The song's called Why I Hate. They have a music video up. They're so fucking good. They draw so much influence from like 80s, 90s thrash metal.
Hell yeah.
And it's like, so there's a lot of two-stepping, dude, like straight up like two-stepping the whole time. They remind me a lot of Ikulu, another New York hardcore band. They're so fucking good. Plus the album cover is really sick. The album is called, hold on, sorry. Another Life. Another Life. And that just released 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
I know we've taken a lot of time already just doing the basic intro shit, but
well, this is to be expected because we haven't
done this in a while.
We have to cover a lot of stuff. A lot of things changed, rearranged. Yo, another big change, a huge one at that. Are you ready for this?
The biggest one.
The biggest one.
Wait, is it? Are we thinking the same thing?
I highlighted it. You see it?
I see it, baby.
All right. So, boys and girls, everybody, listen up. We have, what's the correct term? We are now powered by Fanatics.
Fanatics, baby. You heard that right. Fanatics.
Dude, if you are in the market for any type of fan gear, whether that's a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a beanie, a hat, a flag, whatever you can think of. If you're in the market for a jersey and you like the brand Fanatics, because they have everything. They have every sport. They got NHL, they got MLB, they got NFL, they got tennis probably. Maybe not. Actually, hold up. Fact check that. I don't know. Check out whatever you want on there. And visit any of our socials. The Clapper Report over on Instagram is probably your best bet. You're probably your best bet. And click the link because we have a little link tree in there. You click there. You click our Fanatics link and you make a purchase through that link. You help support the boys over here at 40K. So 40K. Cut that. I'm so used to it. You ready? I'm going to cut that.
You need to redo the ad read.
No. I'll cut. Okay. Yeah, I'll redo the ad read. I'm so sorry. I'm so used to saying that. Like, it's like so natural to me that like it's just all I talk about.
Bro, yeah, all right, bro. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see how it is. Yep. Fuck you.
Dude, that sucked. All right, are you ready?
Oh, man, come on. Is there like anywhere that there's an actual read?
There's no actual ad read. I mean, we could read this here, like if we want to. I was just putting some more hype behind it. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? So we'll go back to the ad read. I'll just be like, "Yo, so you ready to drop the new news?" You just be like, "I think we're ready," and then I'll do that. All right, you ready? So you think we're ready to drop the big news? The big news, the new news?
I was born ready for the new news.
Well, guys,
everybody else is.
We, the Clapper Report, are now powered by Fanatics.
Fanatics, baby. The real deal.
Fanatics. So if you are ever in the market, you know, you're just browsing, you want to buy some fan gear, you want to get a hat, you want to get a shirt, you want to get a sweatshirt, you want to get a jersey, go shop with our friends over at Fanatics. Not only that, please do us a favor. If you like the Clapper Report, you want to support the boys here, go visit our socials. You can go to the Instagram, your best bet. We have a little link tree. You click that. Once you're there, there'll be a link for Fanatics in there. You click that bad boy, you make a purchase, it supports us. So it is definitely a way to help support us, get you some cool gear, and it's just a win-win for everybody. And it's very exciting news. We're very happy to be here.
For sure.
And yeah, I mean,
I also think that we're going to be putting it in the Spotify and Apple Music description for the episode too.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to click that link, you guys can get anything from a Sidney Crosby jersey to an Austin Dillon hat from NASCAR. You literally get anything. You get
it ain't just hockey.
Tennis, gaming, bro. They even have gaming.
Yeah, they have Call of Duty.
We didn't know that until we got this. they have Overwatch, bro. Oh, I'm about to get something right now. Hold up. But for real though, guys, anything that you guys were looking to buy anyway, a gift for a loved one, a gift for yourself, a gift for us, maybe we'll have a PO box too.
Yeah.
Just use the code there. Again, it's not a discount, but it does help us if you're already buying something. And we really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. So That's awesome news. That's awesome news. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah, so hit that Fanatics link.
Definitely. So we told you where we've been. We told you about the new sponsor. We've talked about the hardcore song. Now it is time to talk about the changes we're going to make to the show. We promised some changes. Now we're going to talk about them. And they're pretty simple. It's actually going to be better, I feel like. I feel like a majority of our fans, or majority of the people who do listen now, I hate that word. The majority of the people who do listen are either Islanders or Canucks fans, because obviously we are. And that's what we normally used to focus on, but we did cover a lot of the NHL, and it used to fill up a lot of our time. And we used to talk about, honestly, for me, like we used to talk about certain topics that I wasn't too familiar with. And I feel like our show lacked because of that. And we decided that it's time to change that. And we're really going to just focus on the Islanders, and we're really just going to focus on the Canucks. If there's some crazy things that go down, like we got something planned for today, we will talk about it. And like anything around the league, like if something dramatic happens, of course, you'll hear our takes on it. But that's going to be the change. And I feel like it's going to be a change for the better. I feel like you and I are going to have more to talk about and feel more free, because, you know, we're not like, oh my God, we've been recording for how long already, and we're just now getting to the Islanders and Canucks. So there's not going to be any pressure on that, I feel like, now. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. I think the big thing, especially too, because I mean, like, I know that, like, I'm busy with school, you're busy with other extracurriculars. And so it's like, I can't watch 3 games a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could when I was in like undergrad or when I was in high school. And so it's like, obviously I pay attention to league. Obviously we do fantasy, which we'll talk about probably later on. We'll catch up on, which I barely want to talk about at all. As you can tell, I'm not doing too hot this year, but you know, it's like, it's definitely a lot more difficult to keep track of every other team. It's like my heart's with the Canucks, you know, and the Islanders are a close second. I enjoy the Islanders a lot, so I do watch them at least once a week. Also, I watch almost every game, but you know, it's so hard to like keep up with every team. And again, I know I'm just repeating myself right now, but it's like we just have so much going on. It's too much, and we want to provide the best product that we can for you guys. And especially, as Damien said, most of you guys are Canucks and Islanders fans. So it's like, you know, and plus, I mean, if you guys aren't, I would just hope that you like to hear our voices and love to hear our takes and how terrible they can be sometimes. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like things like, you know, what we're going to talk about this week, you know, trade deadline. I mean, honestly, a lot less happened with the trade deadline than I thought. So we do have less to talk about that. But like, you know, we'll talk about the draft, the playoffs. Obviously, we're only going to be talking about playoff teams, and just stuff like that, you know. But it's going to be more Canucks and Islanders focused, as opposed to previously when it was just somewhat of an afterthought.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm excited. But before we get into it, let's cover this little story. So talking about the final topic that the topic around the NHL that we do want to cover, just because you have a deep rooted hatred for this team.
Fuck Vegas.
I figured it was only right we talk about the Vegas trade of Dadonov.
Oh, the would-be trade.
The would-be trade of Dadonov to the Anaheim Ducks. So give us some details, Justin. Give us some details here.
Yeah, so the Vegas Golden Knights, I think at like, 2:50 p.m. on trade deadline day, tried to send Dadonov and a second-round pick to Anaheim for John Moore and Ryan Kessler. Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, Dadonov and a second-round pick for John Moore and Kessler, their contracts, to put them on LTIR. So that way they could activate Stone, Martinez, Pacioretty, 2 of the 3 of them.
Yeah, whoever.
Good, because fuck Vegas. It got voided because Dadonov, when he got traded to Vegas from Ottawa had him fill out a 10-team no-trade list. Ottawa didn't say the trade list to them. Anaheim was on there. So this was already in writing beforehand. Dadonov said, I don't want to go to Anaheim. They sent him to Anaheim. Of course, the trade gets voided. Now then people are saying, oh, Ottawa should be penalized for this. What about Vegas is doing due diligence, talking to the agent of Dadanov, saying, "Hey, listen, we're going to trade your player real quick."
Well,
You
you
know,
heard the story what they did with Fleury. I'm not surprised they didn't talk to his agent.
because Vegas sucks, dude. Everything about them sucks. Look at them. They're a disgrace of an organization. They can't even trade somebody. Listen, because that's the thing. They did this whole thing where they wanted to trade for Jack Eichel, blah blah blah, wham wham wham. They wanted to do all this. You don't have the cap space for all these people. This is what happens. You get fucked. Now, since Jack Eichel's been on the team, your team sucks even worse. Robin Lehner is still injured. Pacioretty's out. Stone's out. Martinez is out. Like, good. Buried. No, you know what? Don't get buried. I hope you get 15th team so you don't win the lottery. You just miss the playoffs like the disgrace of a team that you are. Losers. I can't stand anything about Vegas. That's one thing. I'm glad we don't have any Vegas fans that listen to this, because if they did, they'd be bullied into any existence. I cannot stand them. I cannot stand this, bro. How do they get Eichel? We didn't even get to talk about that, I don't think. How'd they get Eichel?
Yeah, I think we missed the Eichel trade. Honestly, that's just ridiculous. And this is something that I've been complaining about for 2 years now, this cap circumvention, because that's what it is. Because that is 100% what it is, and I know these team doctors are in on it. Because if these guys are ready to be activated at this point, although that's not official, obviously, because that would be breaking the rules, but like, why else are you making this trade? So that you can activate people. You know what I mean? So they are ready. They are ready. The team doctors are just in on this little fucking ploy that they got. And it's the same shit that happened back in fucking Tampa the past couple seasons. And it's bullshit. And it's cap circumvention. And Gary Bettman getting up there today, literally today or yesterday, saying, "Oh, this cap circumvention thing is not real. It's not cap circumvention, and it's not a really big issue on our plate." Of course, it's not a big issue on the NHL owners' plates.
What is a big issue on their plate?
6 teams doing it.
What is a big issue on their plate?
It is a big issue. It is. Nobody wanted to believe it last year when I was complaining.
Issue on their plate? Wait, stop. I'm saying, what is a big issue on their plate if the cap circumvention isn't? To me, I don't see a lot of anything going on.
This is the biggest issue, and it is real, and it is something teams are manipulating. And
you think it's worse than the officiating this year? We just talk about how much. Wait. Okay, I know cap circumvention is not good, dude. I feel like the officiating has been so much worse this fucking year. Like, I feel like I feel like anytime I scroll on Twitter or Reddit, I just see blown call. Like, straight up just checks to the head not being called, trips not being called, boarding calls not being called, cross check, like all these things not being called, and it's like, or then things that aren't penalties being called like minors and everything. It's like, I don't know, man. I feel like, what was that whole debacle with games like what's called like what was it? I think it was Washington. They committed a penalty in overtime, wound up costing them a winners. I don't know. But it's like, I feel like it's right. Let me backtrack. I feel like the officiating has caused a lot more games to be decided this year as opposed to previous years.
Yeah, so there's a lot of same sentiment online from other people, and I hear that. For me, I feel like we have that same talk every single season. I feel like that is said every single season, and maybe it is, maybe it's not, maybe it's just, oh my god, it's new and in our face and we kind of forgot all the little ones last time. But maybe it is a problem, right? But then you got to think about it. Is the action that they took last year in firing a referee in the mind of these referees when they're making calls now? You know what I mean? So it's like, I remember it was a different situation. He got caught on a hot mic. I don't know if you remember. And he was like, I got to make up a call. I got to even out the game. I got to make up a call. So like the fact that you're now firing referees, they
fired one referee. They're not firing referees. They fired one.
Fired a referee. Now when I'm calling my game, I'm going to make sure that I'm calling the game even like, you know, like I'm going to call the game kind of fair. Obviously there's missed calls. There's going to be missed calls. Oh, I let a missed call go on that side. I got to let a missed call go here now and like keep it quiet and not say anything. And I don't know. I feel like referees are now teeter-tottering, like, and they're scared. Maybe. I'm just saying maybe. I don't know for sure. Obviously I'm not in the minds of these refs, but I'm saying that could be a case of these referees now being nervous to make the calls that they should be making, or, you know, just what we're used to seeing, and it's different now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Regardless, Knights, fuck them. They suck.
Yeah, the Golden Knights, screw you guys.
That's enough
cap
about the Golden
circumvention
Knights.
is a huge issue, and it needs to be fixed. And the Knights doing it, I think the Avalanche might have somebody on LTIR that like might be making it back. I could be wrong.
I think it was Landeskog. I think he actually had to have knee surgery.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, yeah, Landeskog got knee surgery, but that was even after the cap. That was after the trade deadline. So that wasn't planned. There's other teams too. I could be wrong in saying this. I should have done my research, but we weren't supposed to get this deep into it. I think Florida, and I think there might be one or two other teams.
When you talk about Florida, don't you talk bad about Florida.
Fuck Florida, bro.
Win the cup. Florida's winning the cup. Florida's winning the cup.
Florida, but whatever. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. That's enough about cap circumvention, because I could talk for fucking days about that.
Oh, we know you could. You did it last year.
Stupid Gary. All right. So, like we said, we're only going to talk about the Islanders and Canucks now these days.
That we spoke about cap circumvention.
Cap circumvention is my first fucking thing here. We even put a little cute little name for our segments now. So when I talk about the Islanders, it's now going to be called the Barry Minute. We're going to be talking about my boy Trotzy and everything that he does with the team. We're going to be talking about the team themselves. I'm excited. Mm-hmm. I'm not excited for this episode because there's going to be a lot of sad details.
Probably.
A ton of sad details. Last we left off, you know, trying to think about, this was before the COVID outbreak. They had that long road trip, as we all do remember, and we like to blame that for a lot of their foul play. Not foul play, but bad play. And then they got hit with COVID right away. So their first home game, they didn't even have all their starters because that's when the COVID outbreak happened. It trickled down. It got worse and worse as time went along. And eventually there was no players, basically. I think at one point there was over 10 players on COVID protocol. I forgot the exact number, but there was over 10, and we were still playing NHL hockey games.
Yeah, remember that.
I remember we lost to the Rangers, and every Ranger fan that made fun of me, I'm like, glad you beat the Bridgeport Islanders. Good job. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you guys were able to beat an AHL team. I'm proud. I'm proud of you. So, you know, whatever. The NHL eventually decided that, we're going to stop games for teams, and they eventually overhauled their entire COVID protocol. Bullshit that we got screwed by it, and no other team got screwed by it, but whatever. You know, things happen, you let it move on, I guess, right? Mm. After that, the Islanders were all healthy. And like it was like, it's revenge season, baby. Ryan Pollock got injured. I don't know if we ever talked about that. Pollock was out, our number one defenseman. Now number 2, because Adam Pelech is the man.
Daniel Chara is the man.
Yeah.
He's certainly a man.
He's a man. Is he the man? Up for debate. So, you know, with COVID, like, it screwed them. It really did. And then, you know, you had Ryan Pollock being out. Like, it was all bad. It was all bad. And they kept losing. And then, like, it felt like they were stuck. It was win, loss, win, loss. Win, lose, lose, win, lose, win, lose. Like, they didn't win back-to-back games for, like, a month. Like, it was a long time before they won back-to-back games. In regulation, I remember that was another stat, too. Like, it was even longer for them to win back-to-back regulation games. The team that was in the Eastern Conference Final couldn't win back-to-back games in regulation for more than a month. I don't know the exact date, but over a month. Like, this team...
Oh, it's crazy.
Dude. And like,
Well, I think it's exposing the flaws that I was saying that they had. You know, they don't have a superstar, right? They don't have a high scoring team, which unfortunately in the Metropolitan Division you kind of need. You know, I mean, yeah, they have a good defense, but against like
we don't have a good
Rangers,
defense. We
Hurricanes,
don't have a good
Capital,
defense.
well,
we don't.
good defensive system, and Ilya Sorokin. Right?
Yeah, Ilya Sorokin, who we don't even play. We play for Lama.
They do. They play him all the time. What are you talking about?
Sorokin?
He's on one of my many fantasy teams. Yeah.
I put my phone down. Listen, Varlamov and Sorokin are 50-50.
So Varlamov hasn't been playing bad.
Okay.
He was in the beginning of the year. He was, but he's not now. Now he's playing decently. Like the past like 2-3 months, he's playing decent. That first half of the season, okay. But he's also getting hung out to dry when the team isn't scoring goals.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I agree with you. They do hang him out to dry, but he doesn't make those saves that Sorokin does.
Hear me out. But these are the problems that we were talking about last year and the season before that, right? It's like team doesn't have any offensive threats. I mean, Anders Lee's on a hot streak right now. Wallstrom's coming into his own as a top six winger. Barzell does Barzell things, but he's not consistent with putting the puck in the net or setting up people to put the puck in the net. You know, it's like they don't get a lot of offense from their defense besides Bobby. You know, so it's like, you know, I think there's a lot of players who need to step it up offensively, and you know, it's. I mean, see it as they're a similar team to the Canucks. You know, it's like they don't have enough firepower when they should be firepowering. Makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like offensive threats aren't being threats. You know?
Yeah, I mean, definitely 100%. Our offense stagnated. I mean, Kyle Palmieri up until like a couple of weeks ago, like let's say 3-4 weeks ago, I don't know exactly when he like decided that, you know, I'm actually an NHL hockey player that's making this amount of money, let me start to play like one. He wasn't doing anything, like absolutely zilch. Like he didn't have a goal for a stretch of time. And he wasn't the only one. That's unfair to say. Like Zach Parise, he was supposed to be
paid like one. He's being paid like one. Like,
well, yeah, he's not
signed,
getting paid as much as Palmieri.
a 4-year by $5 million extension.
Yeah, it's up there. It's an up there kind of contract.
Yeah, it's like he's being paid to be a top six winger essentially.
Yeah, I know.
He's not playing like one, you know. So it's like Zach Parise is making league minimum. You know, it makes sense to why he's not putting up 50 points. You know what I mean? So it's like Palmieri needs to be doing more. I mean,
Palmieri
he has been the past couple weeks, but you know, I think all of this honestly is like, I think it's the culmination of a lot of factors, especially the fact that Uncle Leo isn't on the team anymore.
That's the number one thing, bro. That's when it all went.
I think that's what they're missing.
That's when it all went to hell.
I think that's exactly what they're missing. Yeah, did some brujeria on the
elite top winger.
Yeah, he did some brujeria.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but he did it.
Witchcraft.
Oh, he's a witch, bro. 100%. I would believe it. You told me that, I would believe it, because once he went to the K, he goodbye to this team. You know, it went to hell, and it was.
Wonder if he's in Ukraine right now. No.
Who knows where that boy is?
Yeah. So sorry, I definitely just killed the vibe with that joke. Yeah, you know, this team is just offensively, they're just not it. And, you know, I mean, it needs to do more. You know, I mean, they need to get rid of Josh Bailey.
Needs to be sent to the fucking moon. Thank you. Josh Bailey wasn't moved at the deadline. This team stood pat at the deadline. That's later on. They didn't move Josh Bailey. Josh Bailey. I hate the fact that beautiful chant is wasted on Josh Bailey. Hey, it blows my mind that these fans are still obsessed with Josh Bailey.
Who's obsessed with him? Wait, people are obsessed with him?
Fans are obsessed with Josh Bailey. He's the longest tenured forward on the
dude. Well, I just saw that. I just saw that post by, I forgot what page it was, but yeah, he's like one of the longest tenured people. Bro, he's been on the team for like 14 years. What? 14 years?
It's time to give it up.
Not even 14 years old. No.
I don't know if it's a joke, but there's literal fans. Could be joking. Give them the benefit of the doubt. They ask for his number to be up in the rafters. Still,
Right, that's dragging it. That's dragging it.
People,
No shot. That's serious talk.
it has to be a troll. There are some people that do joke like that, like Josh Raley finally scores, and they go, "Oh, put his number up in the rafters."
Yeah.
But there's literal fans that like actually do believe that.
Listen, you say Canucks fans are crazy.
Oh no, I fully know Islander fans are crazy. I love them. I love it, but I don't know. And to get back to more issues is defensively. You know, we do have a defensive system with no defensemen. You know, Pollock was out for a long time. It was like 2.5 months, 2 months. It took a while for him to get back. It took him like 6, 7, 8 weeks to get back. On top of that, you got him back. Now you had P and P, the best defensive pairing ever, split up. Why? Because you have one 37, 38-year-old, 36 maybe. I don't know. Oh, no, he's 35. Andy Green is 35, but he plays like he's fucking 40. I love you, Andy Green, but he plays old. And then you have Zdeno Chara, the oldest defenseman in the league, on the same defensive group. Mm-hmm. So you had the best pairing split up to make up for that loss. And then you have Mayfield, who's out now, and you have Dobson. Dobby, credit to you, bro, with what you're doing. And All-Star Adam, what you're doing. All-Star Adam, by the way, that was a great moment. Who?
Austin for Besser.
Bye. Besser. You're funny. No, Dobson is literally going to be one of the best defensemen in the league. I can't wait. Anyway, you can't do that. You can't do that. It hasn't been working. And it's funny, too, because if you watch an Islander game, and the next Islander game you watch, Justin, and anybody who's listening, please watch this. Whenever Chara is out on the ice, you're going to see the puck dumped into his end, to his side of the ice. Every single break-in runs the same way when Zdeno Chara is on the ice. It goes into that corner. He gets beat to the puck, or he loses the puck battle if he gets to it on time, magically. And it's always a free possession. Always a free possession, which then breaks down the team, which then makes everybody tired, which usually leads to a goal. You know, like... There's a lot I could complain about. There really is. I could go for hours. I could go for so long. But I mentioned quickly that they stood pat at the deadline, but that was a lie. They did do something at the deadline. They did do something.
Moves to do.
You know what they did, Justin?
2 of the worst moves. You
re-signed 37-year-old Zach Parise. I don't hate that. Because, again, it was a vet minimum. He plays really hard. He has really good effort. And the puck did start going in for him. The line of Parise, Barzal, and Wahlstrom have been phenomenal. Granted, the points really aren't there, but the chances are, and the high opportunity chances are there. And it is only a matter of time before this line starts to click. Who would have known Wally and Barzal would have been a good pairing? Who would have fucking known Barzal and Wally on the same line would start to produce? And granted,
Parise, I think, is a better line mate for him.
Yeah. Let's give you Dobson.
Wait. Besser, Barzal, Wally?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, if you give him for a bag of pucks, because I'm not giving you no Dobson. Take Scott Mayfield.
Oh, low-key?
Low-key? Yo, take him.
Mayfield in a first?
First? Yeah, no. Not only that, they re-signed a 35-year-old Cal motherfucking Clutterbuck. The best line, the best fourth line in hockey is back again.
The identity line.
The identity line is back.
Worst name for a line ever.
Listen, it fit them. It did fit them. But if that's our identity, I don't want it anymore. It is way too fucking slow. Cizikas plays great. Fucking Clutterbuck, he plays good. He does play good. I'm not going to lie. It's honestly Martin, in my opinion, that's slowing that line down a lot. I love Matt Martin, but swap him out for Ross Johnson.
Yeah, I like Ross Johnson better than Matt Martin.
Ross Johnson is making less money than him, younger than him, scores more than him, faster than him, fights more than him, hits harder than him. What else do you want? Why is Ross Johnson sitting on his couch? That's a literal thing.
Sitting in the Heineken bar. What are you talking about?
No. He was on his couch watching a football game in the playoffs when Barry Trotz called him and said, "Oh, yeah, we need you to play tonight." And he drove to the UBS like an hour before the game to play because somebody was an emergency scratch. Why is that happening? Where's Ross Johnson? He makes $1.1 million or something like that next season.
Experience Barry Trotz hockey.
So, whatever. Is what it is. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't think there's a solution. But I don't hate it at the same time. I just feel like there's so much cap issue that we're going to run into next season. We got to re-sign Dobby next year. Mm-hmm. What are we going to do?
That's this offseason?
We're going to move him for 2 fucking second-round picks again? Like,
that's this offseason?
Yeah, this offseason. There's a couple. Like, he's the only real big re-signing. The other one's Bellows.
I want a lot.
The other one is Bellows.
We got under 1.5.
We kept Varlamov. Like, I love Varley. But he makes $5 million. And we pay 4.5 to Sorokin. That's $9.5 million in goaltending. Mm-hmm. You move Varley, you sign a backup for like $1 million, 1.5, $2 million. You play Sorokin like a fucking starter that he is. You free yourself $5 million that you could put into now Dobson.
Yeah. And
you can make signings, make additions. Cal Clutterbuck, I forgot how much he exactly made, but like that money could be going somewhere else.
1.75?
Like Ross Johnson could take that spot. Parise can move down to that spot. You could Ratu is going to come up next season. Hopefully, maybe he's going to play in Bridgeport. I'm hoping.
But Damien, you're missing the point. You're missing the point, bro. It's the identity line. Come on, bro. You need to see the bigger picture. You need to have an identity, and that's what the identity of the Islanders is. The identity line.
The identity line.
They're going to be playing until they're 45, based on the fact that they're good in the room.
Dude, the year 2055 is going to pop up, and the fucking opening day starting line is going to be Matt Martin, Casey Zizekas, and Cal fucking Clutterbuck, and I am not ready for it.
Do you think every time they throw a hit onto somebody at that point, because they'll be like 80 years old, that a little bit of bone marrow will come off them like dust?
You just get to see dust. You're going to see their ashy, like, old man skin just go poof every time they make a hit.
And people are going to be sitting on the edge of the glass just, like, drinking a beer and just seeing just fucking, like, fucking bone
just
dust.
Watching it drop into their drink. Ugh. But, yeah, no, that's literally what's going to happen in 2055, bro. Wait on it.
Yeah.
And you know who else is going to be there? Tom Brady is going to win his fucking 700th Super Bowl that year.
They're going to say Zdeno Chara.
If he resigns here,
no, I'm just kidding.
I'll be a Canucks fan.
Oh, please.
If Zdeno, right now, clip it. Zdeno Chara signs with the New York Islanders again, I'm a Canucks fan. I'm a Canucks fan.
All right. Well, I hope you sign the contract to enable you to watch Pacific start times only.
Oh, God.
It's a fun life.
Oh, man. All right. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm over this. I'm over the Islanders. I think it's your turn. Your turn to get upset and your turn to get mad. Let's hear it.
So yeah, the Canucks. Oh yeah. So I also have a news segment, and it's or a segment for the Canucks, and it is called "Have you heard the good Hughes?" Like the good news, but Hughes, because Quinn Hughes is a Vancouver Canuck, and he's typically the only bright spot besides Temko on the team. He's locked up long term, so that this name will stick for a while. But so anyway. Yeah, a lot fucking happened. Wow, I realized that we haven't spoken on the podcast since like all this shit. So Travis Green got fired.
Yo, it's been that long?
Dude, it's been that long.
Holy
Canucks were
crap.
like 16-2 or something like that. They fired Travis Green. fired Jim Benning. They fired John Weisbrod. See, I forgot his first name because he didn't do shit. They fired the three of them, and they brought in Jim Rutherford to be the president of hockey ops. About a month later, it's called Patrick Alvin became the GM.
That took a while.
It did. A week or two after Rutherford was hired, Bruce Boudreau was hired.
Bruce, there it is.
So I was just listening to Pucks on Net on my way home, and they kept memeing the Bruce There It Is thing, and it's so funny, and that's all I keep thinking about.
Dude, that's hilarious.
It was funny. They just kept saying Bruce There It Is after like everything. But so anyway, so the Canucks went on like a fucking 8-2, or like not even that, like 7-0-1 or something streak once Bruce got it onto the team.
Yeah, they went
like
off.
crazy. They went off, and they were immediately a 500 team again. Ever since then, they've been like, again, like the Islanders, win lose, win lose, win win lose lose, like all that kind of thing. And as the season progresses, it turns into a whole, every win is, they're prepping the car flags for the playoffs, and then every loss, the fans are ready to burn the city down again. Trade every player, up the team, if you will. And it's like low key, I think I remember saying to you, literally once Rutherford took over, I was like, trade Miller.
Yeah, definitely.
I was saying trade Miller. I think I was even saying trade two of Miller, Certain Garland. I think I was saying this whole time. And we kept hearing a bunch of speculation from the media, and not even just Canucks media, but Elliot Friedman, Frank Saravalli, and they were all saying like, yeah, the Canucks are going to make a big trade if things don't turn around soon. Things weren't turning around. They were kind of saying status quo. Now here we go up to the deadline. And the day is slowly going on, and everyone's like, yeah, I don't think they're going to make a big trade. Sunday trade Travis Hamonic out, the anti-vax.
Yo, he's gone.
Boy motherfucker out, who
He's
played
outta
me
here.
10 games for the Canucks. That's the thing that pisses me off the most, that I want to say it. Like, if he was anti-vax with the whole thing, don't like it, whatever. But that's besides the point. Okay, fine, whatever. I'll put that aside. But like, the dude lied straight up, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's like a medical issue." There was no medical issue, bro. He just didn't want to take it. And he was like just straight up lying. And then Jim Benning's just lying about the whole thing. He was saying, "Oh yeah, he's gonna be ready this week." He wasn't ready for like another month and a half because he wasn't fucking vaccinated still. And then Jim Benning told everybody that everybody was. Whatever, that's a whole thing. Then there was some phantom injury from Travis Hamonic. He gets injured for like a month and a half again. For like no reason, he didn't play a game and he got injured. And it was like this whole thing. It's like, where is he?
Yeah.
They kept saying he was going to join the Canucks on a road trip. He didn't join them on the road trip, bro. He just stayed back. This is a guy making $3 million per year for 2 years. It's like, I don't know. So I couldn't stand him. I was telling you like every week, I was saying at least 3 times a week, I want Hamonic gone, get him out. Apparently once he gets traded for a third, he got traded for a fucking third round pick to the Ottawa Senators.
A robbery.
A third round pick.
A absolute robbery.
Like,
from
what the hell is
boys.
wrong with them? What's wrong with Ottawa, bro? They traded literally a third round pick for Travis Hamonic. We're not going to get.
I will say this though. I don't think the Canucks did good with that third round pick though.
I disagree, but I'll go with that in a second. So Travis Hamonic then to Ottawa. Apparently, insiders reached out, like Frank Saravalli, I think, also reached out, and he was saying that multiple players were saying the locker room feels a lot better after Travis Hamonic got traded.
That's hard to hear. I used to love Hamonic when he was an Islander.
As a fucking baby.
When he was an Islander, I mean, the way he left was weird too for us. You remember he was like, "Oh, there's family issues. I want to move, West Coast." And like,
This guy has more
that was the end
family
of it.
issues than fucking like oh, I just ruined the joke. What's the fucking show with oh my god, Frank is the dad. It's like a bunch of misfit teenagers. Shameless.
That show was horrible, but okay, keep
He
going.
must have a worse family than Shameless because of all the bullshit he apparently has to deal with to leave every fucking team that he's on. Oh yeah, yeah, I want to leave my family. I want to be closer to my family, bro. Like, I don't understand. But anyway, so apparently, multiple players reached out, and it was this whole thing. Um, Fuck Travis Hammock. So now you're gonna say what the Canucks did with that third round pick.
I didn't agree.
Bad. I don't dislike it. I think it provides another cost-controlled right-handed defenseman who's only 25, making literally half of what Hamonic was making, can do a better job than Hamonic.
But hasn't done a better job than Hamonic in way more games. But okay,
I mean,
his stats were worse with more games.
stats.
I could bring him up.
Points?
Actually. Yeah, like points and stuff like that. And I mean, I
Dude,
get it. He's a
I can tell you
defenseman.
for a fact. Dermott is so much fucking better. He makes a lot better breakout passes, a lot more calm in the zone. He like is better at disrupting odd man rushes. Like he is like solid third pairing defenseman as opposed to Travis Hamonic, who's making glaring giveaways at the blue line in the neutral zone. Travis Hamonic, yeah, he was putting up points, sure, but he was being a product of his line mates. I mean, he was getting a lot of secondary assists.
Yeah,
It's like
that's true. That's true.
plus he was playing with Quinn Hughes for a little bit too.
Quentin.
So it's like Quentin Hughes, the best. Have you heard the good Hughes?
You're the good Hughes.
Have you heard the good Hughes? So he was playing with him for a little bit, and so it's
Yeah.
like the stats are gonna be a little bit inflated when you're playing with Quinn Hughes. But anyway, the Canucks, let me backtrack, traded a third round pick to the Toronto Maple Leafs, not the same one, a different one. I think it was the Winnipeg third round pick to the Toronto Maple Leafs for Travis Dermott. And again, the Canucks still have him next year for $1.5 million. I like the trade. I don't think. See, this is one of those trades where it's like, I'm not like, oh, the Canucks won the trade.
No.
Not like, oh, the Leafs won the trade. I think that's the thing when it's like, when you're able to go, okay. I think then it's a fair trade.
What could be interesting is Dermott going to new place. Because I feel like there was a lot of talk about Dermott and like what he could be. Maybe that was just because he was a Leaf, because that tends to happen. If you're a Maple Leaf, you do get talked about a lot. So I don't really know what the talk was about him per se, him coming up. But now that he's here, he isn't all what was cracked out to be. But the fact that he got traded to a new team, has a different kind of role, has a different space, has a different way to grow. Maybe the eyes aren't on him as much as they were in Toronto. Maybe he can prosper here, So it is something interesting. It is something to wait for. Because who knows? He could just turn out to be the next big thing for the Canucks.
But honestly, even if he's not the best big thing or the next big thing, dude, if he's like a 4-5 defenseman, I'm fine with that. A cost-controlled right-handed, he's not right-handed, but right-shot defenseman.
True.
I'm fine with that. Like, that's completely okay with me. They just need to get cheaper on the blue line because, again, they have OEL and Tyler Myers combined making $13 million, I think.
They're making it ridiculous, especially OEL. Oh, my God.
With term, too. I'm not going to get into Jim Benning shit right now.
OEL with 7.26 and Tyler Myers
like 5
with
more
6
years, right?
million.
For like 3?
His contract
Tyler
is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more years of OEL. Or 5
Tyler
more.
Myers 3?
Yeah. All right. So 3 more altogether for Tyler Myers, and there's 5 more for OEL.
Yeah. So I really want to say, 'cause I still have a decent amount of the Canucks, but so I wish that they had traded Miller or Besser or Garland. That's really all I want to say. Like, I wish they had just had a package for Besser. Like, if they would have just gotten first for Besser.
There was a lot of hype for
There was
all
so
those
much
trades.
hype. Oh, and you know what? No, okay. So now I'm gonna get into something I didn't write on here. I just wanted to get into it really quickly. Whole drama around Thomas Drance right now,
Oh man.
dude. There's so many fans right now on Twitter that are just blasting Thomas Drance, just like yelling at this dude, saying like, "Oh, like like Thomas Drance, you're mad negative, bro. Like nobody needs that shit in this market. Oh, like blah 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 blah." But it's like Canucks fans are the most toxic fans ever. Sometimes and it's like literally attacking a media member for doing their job.
Yeah.
Would you rather just like sugarcoating everything? Like there are times in the season where I was like, "Damn, Drance is being mad negative for no reason." Yeah, I was. I was saying that for sure. Like these people are straight up just saying that he sucks and like he's overly negative, but it's like it's just pointing out statistics.
Yeah, I mean,
It's saying
there ain't
it's
one
like
single lie that dude had.
yeah, and it's like I don't know. That just kind of gets me tight, and just how many people are just like going off on him like he's some big bad wolf. But Yannick Hansen, a former Canuck, can go all around on Sportsnet or wherever the fuck he's on right now, saying this team isn't fast, this team isn't trying hard, blah blah blah, and the fans are like, "Yeah, go Yannick." Dude, he's saying the same shit that Thomas Drance is saying. It's just he's a former Canuck, so they're jerking him off.
They're like,
Like honestly, like I love Yannick Hansen too. I think he says the right things. I think he's right. I think fans put him so much more on a pedestal because he was a Canuck, and Drance is a media member, and that just pisses me off because they're saying very similar things.
yeah, for sure.
So there are two things with me that well, so this team needs to get faster, right? This team needs to get so faster because watching them play as fast teams, they struggle a lot. Um, they have heart and determination, which are things the Islanders had, but they weren't fast. That's what again, I think they're similar teams. I just think the Islanders are a little bit older, but I think they're similar teams. And I think the Canucks do play with heart and determination, especially since Bruce took over 100%. Have like the drive. They're motivated. They want it. But two things them needing to be faster. And the first thing, your heart and determination only gets you so far. You know, that's not going to win you a Stanley Cup. Your heart and determination, your skill, your heart determination are. You need the combination of the three of those. Also, their starts don't indicate that they care and that, they only start picking up in the second or third period. Their first periods are usually trash. It's like, you're not a fast team, you're not winning that first period. And if you're not winning that first period, you're not winning every game, which is what they need right now at this point in the season. That's the thing. I think the Canucks need to get a lot faster. All this being said, teams only able to beat good teams. They beat Colorado. They got a loser point against Minnesota. They beat Dallas, dude. They fucking had a great game against Dallas. But it's like they only had 1 out of 8 possible points against Detroit and Buffalo this whole season. There are 8 points that you need to win. Yeah.
What I find crazy too is how you guys still have nearly $5 million in space. Like, especially considering how kind of close you guys are in the playoff race. I feel like at the deadline, you guys were in the conversation. Like, why wasn't $5 million spent? They want
to get more prospects into the system because there's no prospects in the system.
Okay, but so then
there's
at
no
that point,
prospects in the system.
So then at that point, sell. There's no reason for standing pat.
Because they're also so close to a playoff race, they were in it at the trade deadline.
You have to.
I know.
Make that choice.
Listen,
you have to make that choice.
You're saying what I'm saying. I think that they should have traded Miller, Besser, or Garland. 2 out of 3 of them they should have traded.
You have to make that choice, and the Canucks fumbled the bag by not making that choice here, 100%.
But I also understand though because there isn't any sense of urgency.
Why? No? You haven't done anything for how many years now?
Wait, but hold on. Because it's a different management. Listen, wait, now hold on. I know, I see your face. Miller still has another year on his contract. Sir still has his rights. Garland's for like 4 more years. They're fine. They weren't rushed into a decision. If they want to wait a little bit for a price, sure. I'm not mad about it. Do I think they should have? Yeah, sure. But also, they don't know because teams will have more cap space at the off season.
Yeah, it's kind of they have to move.
Have to at the off
one
season.
of those contracts.
Have to.
Like, we also Buffalo, baby. Like, let's get it moving. Let's get that trending because we gotta make that happen. Like, well, one of these contracts has gotta go, and it's gotta go now. And then they got a lot of money to spend, and it's got to be spent well.
Just say then it's funny because I was just thinking about it on my way home from work. And it's like Garland gets traded, right? It means the Canucks basically gave up the 9th overall pick and Dylan Guenther, OEL. Essentially what that is then. You know? So fucking dumb. Anyway, I just want to say one more thing about the Canucks. Then we can get on to our quotes for the week for our teams.
Yep.
Which is a new segment that we have. Is Pettersson. He started off super quiet this year. Dude, he's shown so much growth in his two-way game. Defensively watching him play, I just noticed it for like the past couple of games. He hasn't been playing center on the draws. Horvat's been doing the draws because he's playing on a line with Besser and Horvat.
Okay.
Horvat's been taking the faceoffs and then going to the wing. And Pettersson then takes over the center. So Petey is playing defensively as a center. And he is playing so fucking good. Like, dude, he snagged the puck from Cale Makar. I think I sent you the clip where I told you about it. Dude, and he nearly took it to the other end for a goal. He is breaking up pass after pass after pass after opportunity. He saved the game against Dallas the other day, not only with his 2 goals, but breaking up an Esa Lindell surefire goal. Like, he's playing so fucking good. Bro, I love Petey. I don't care. I'm so glad he's having a resurgence. Dude, he is. And it's a little bit quieter than, like, he's not a point per game player right now. Petey, I have hopes in Petey. A Petey believer. The Church of Pettersson. Shout out to Church of Pettersson on Twitter and Reddit. Yeah, so Petey, hopes for him. So, yeah, that's that.
All right, Justin. So let's wrap things up here. We got 2 more segments. One of them being quote of the week from the Islanders and the Canucks. So where do we want to go with this? You want to take the lead on this one?
Yeah, sure. I'll take the lead on it. I don't have the exact quote in front of me because my internet sucks.
Of course, the internet issues are back, baby.
Yeah, my hamster's working overtime right now.
Oh, he's mad.
Yeah, he's big mad. But basically, this quote was from Bruce Boudreau regarding Connor Garland after Monday's loss to St. Louis. And basically, he said, that Garland was doing too much. He wasn't really passing the puck. That he just needs to be better, and then he expects more out of Garland, which I agree wholeheartedly with. But I also think it's pretty crazy because later on in the presser, Boudreau was asked about Bo Horvat, and Boudreau said, "I'm not going to call out any forwards in particular." He had just called out Connor Garland. So pretty zesty stuff. But I also understand it because Garland, a really shitty giveaway, which led to the 2-1 goal, I think it was. Apparently Connor Garland was asked today about the comments, and he said he has no problems with it, and he admits fault for one of the goals. Just good. It's a mature answer, and so.
Sometimes
but I think that's
out by your head coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes
it's a good quote from Bruce. I think it's a good quote. So yeah, that's my quote of the week for the Canucks.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's good. I don't think we ever heard Green calling out players like this, on the main stage.
Oh no.
But that's good. You gotta hold him responsible. You gotta hold him responsible, and I feel like Garland should have a response to that. Let's hope. Hopefully he lights up the fucking post tonight. Yeah. So Islanders quote. As much as I hate on him, as much as I go like, you know what, like, I can't with Chara, Zdeno Chara. I was a little excited to read this, and a little disappointed at the same time. It's a weird feeling. But Chara said that he still believes in this team. After they lost to the Bruins, he said this. He says, that was my intention when I signed with this team, and I'm going to stick with it. So what he's saying is that he believes in the Islanders. I think he means that he still believes in them this season, which, listen, Justin, before we were recording, I did the math for you. It's still there. Is it going to happen? No. They are not making the playoffs. It's still there.
No.
If this was Islanders from last season, I would say they can do it. But it's not. And me personally, right now, Islanders are missing the playoffs. I think that's also 97% of other people' opinion. But the fact that Chara still believes, Zdeno Chara, the man that he is, still believes in the team. Barzell was even quoted as saying he still believes. And I get it. You're not going to say you don't believe, so whatever. But the fact that Chara was offered to go to contending teams and decided to stay with the Islanders because he likes this group and he wants to stay with this group, I feel like that speaks a lot for what the room is. And as much shit as I did give them, they were thrown a lot of bullshit this season. I'm just glad Chara likes the team. The bottom line. The bottom line is I am happy that the old man, the grandpa, the AARP recipient is glad to be on the team and chose to stick with them. And I feel like that speaks a lot for what our locker room is. And I was happy to see that.
Yeah, for sure.
I was happy to see that.
Right.
I think you're not happy to see this next segment, this last segment.
I'm literally going to give a 2-second thing about it because of how mad I am about it.
Well, we are hopping into NHL 22 Be a Pro mode. Just kidding. But we're hopping into our Be a Pro mode on Yahoo Fantasy. We haven't updated you guys in 6 months.
Or do I want to?
A lot of things have happened. So, Justin, let's hear about your fantasy experience.
Well, I'll really just talk about our league for the most part. I'm actually in a heated playoff. Or if I win this week, then I'll be in the playoffs in one of my other leagues. It'll be nice. I'll be a 10th seed out of 20. I'll be a 10th seed out of 20. It's a 20-person league. It's very chaotic. But yeah, so in our Clapper Report league, I think I was like 7-7 or something like that. I was doing decent, and then I lost. Damien, you know how bad I've been doing, right?
You're lagging really bad, almost as bad as you played all season. Like your fantasy team this season is almost as bad as your hamster right now. Just so we could get through this, because guys, honestly, we're remote right now, but hopefully we'll be back to in person soon. He's 6-16. He's made a couple of moves. He's made a couple of moves trying to bring his team back. It's just been a case of like everybody has been underperforming. Like it's been a weird situation. Like he has Draisaitl on his team. He has Point on his team. I know Point has kind of not been the same player as he has been in the past. So that is very extremely disappointing from a guy like that. I don't know. Like it's just a thing. See, he popped out, but I'm gonna keep this going just in case he wants to keep it, because this is probably our third or fourth time trying to get through his fantasy part. I don't know. He's had a really tumultuous season. He hasn't had the luck behind him. I'm actually versing him right now, beating him handsomely right now. I'm about to make the playoffs. Sorry, just checking his text. I'm about to make the playoffs, actually. I am currently 12-10. I feel like I had a really good season. You know what it was I got lucky with a lot of my pickups. Like I got Frank the Tank. He's been going off since going to the Rangers. I picked up Nikolai Ehlers on waivers. Drake Batherson I had. Obviously, he got hurt. That sucked for a while. I've been blessed. I've been blessed with a lot of good random pickups throughout the season. I had Besser for a while. Had to drop him, unfortunately. But again, I got pretty lucky. The only thing that like has been something of like a disappointment, I would say, has been goaltending. So I did draft John Gibson, as we may remember. I did draft John Gibson. I had to drop him. He fell off the face of the earth, that guy. So I have Carter Fart currently, and today I have Logan Thompson, who didn't. Oh no, he did get the start. He's in there. So currently has 7 saves, and he's playing Seattle. So I'm hoping for a dub from him. We'll see how that goes. So I'm kind of just streaming that last goaltender spot. Hopefully I can get a cool pickup before the playoffs come in, because especially if I win this week, so definitely we'll be updating y'all on that when it finally comes about. But Justin, you made it back. Are you here officially?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
I do hear you. Hear you.
Yeah, I suck. How's that? That's the end of my fantasy thing.
Yeah, I gave him your update the best I could. I gave
it sucks. Update. I went 7-7, and then I lost like 10 in a row. I made some terrible trades. No, I made a terrible trade. I dropped a couple people I shouldn't have, and let my bias stay ahead of me, and that's it for fantasy. I'm in a good battle though. I'm in another league, 20-person league. I'm battling for the 10th playoff spot, so battling this week. But Nathan McKinnon's out, so that's great. I'm not going to make the playoffs in any fucking league, so that's awesome.
Yeah, well, hopefully I do, and we'll have something to talk about for fantasy.
Hopefully.
I doubt it. I doubt I'll make a deep run, unfortunately, but we'll see. I just don't have goaltending, because that's a complaint I have. This is the last thing I'll say, and then we'll end the episode.
No, you can't say no. You can't, because, well, 1, I've been lagging, and 2, it's something I'm passionate about.
All right, fine.
But no, we'll just preface.
Season.
This is a conversation for next week.
Yeah,
because I have 4 goaltenders. I only did that maybe 4 weeks ago. I only did, and also they're slumping too. Jonathan Quick, Vitek Vanashek. I don't see a problem with it, especially because you can only start 2 in a night.
Listen, you're giving too many details. You're giving too many details.
All right.
We're gonna argue next week. All right, so make sure you guys come check it out next week. We will have this discussion, because I feel adamant about it too, because I'm getting fucked. But anyway, that's it for the Clapper Report.
You're the one in the playoffs.
That's it for the Clapper Report. So I hope you guys enjoyed. We are happy to be back. I hope you guys are thrilled too.
Confirm.
I hope that you guys go follow us on Instagram at
Clapper Report. THECLAPPERREPORT.
So yes, go follow us there. We will hopefully be active there now that we're back.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to try to do some story posts. We're going to try to do some conversation posts just to get the conversation back. You know, we got to warm ourselves back into this. So I'm thrilled. We're also, if you're listening on Spotify and you're listening on Apple Podcasts, we're dropping the YouTube version, so you can watch the YouTube version of us now. That will be over. You can see our beautiful faces. You can see when Justin lags out. Hopefully we'll be making some TikToks. Hopefully we'll be making some YouTube shorts too. So we'll be spicing up the content. We made all these cool plans. So hopefully some cool stuff will be coming. So make sure you check us out. Also, again, a reminder, if you want to help us out, go check out our link and buy from Fanatics. Help us out. It'll help get Justin a good router and hopefully make the Clap Report that extra level of better. So
yes. Don't make me dab in 2022, because I will do it for the router.
All right. With that being said, I think that's it for me.
I wouldn't actually. Don't worry.
I will see you guys here again in another week.
Yep. But I won't be dabbing.
I hope not.